Thank you for tuning in and welcome back to the Summit of Coherency. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. I want to pick up where we left off in the last episode, and I want to bring up the controversy going on with Osha. But allow me to preface that by saying that by all means, you don't have to believe me. You can go and look up anything I'm saying, and if you have any questions, you're welcome to send us a message to the website. Just send us an email, and if you have any questions, we'll be glad to send you links or answer whatever you might have. But again, you can take whatever information you glean from this and make your own decisions. I'm not trying to tell you what to do or not to do. Again, I'm just presenting what is out there. This is the information. That's, what you do with it is up to you. But let me go ahead and I'm going to start back off with what I, came from Osha. And this is the group that's government group that's designated with workplace safety standards. So let me start by saying that if there's a standard that's set for something on a job site that is OSHA requirements, and they do that, and it starts causing injuries or people start dying, these things have to be reported. They have to be recorded so that they can measure the efficacy of what they're doing and set new standards or change them to keep those people that are doing the work safe. So saying that, also take into account that the White House mandating that companies with over 100 employees have to be vaccinated. Understand that they are using an actual OSHA standard. This is what's on the books for OSHA. This is why they're able to mandate that. But again, that is not a law. It is like a strong suggestion. It's not a law. You're not breaking any law by disobeying their mandates, their requirements. But I'm prefacing that because I want to read this to you again. So this is on the website, OSHA.gov, coronavirus frequently asked questions. Are adverse reactions to the COVID-19 vaccine recordable on the OSHA record-keeping log? DOL and OSHA, as well as other federal agencies, are working diligently to encourage COVID-19 vaccinations. OSHA does not wish to have any appearance of discouraging workers from receiving COVID-19 vaccinations, and also does not want to disincentivize employers' vaccination efforts. As a result, OSHA will not enforce 29 CFR 1940's requirements to require any employers to record worker side effects from COVID-19 vaccination at least through May 2022, where they will re-evaluate the agency's position at that time to determine the best course of action moving forward, i.e. what that means is that this is a standard that we are putting in place and we will not measure it because we want it to stay in place. So what they are telling you is that in order to get you to do what the White House has told you to do, we are not going to tell you if there are any negative results from that. So understand, every time they keep trying to tell you in the media and spin it by saying that, well, the mandates are proven to work, there are low to zero cases of reported adverse reactions or breakthrough cases because of the mandate, keep in mind that they are not even keeping record. And they won't even be reporting it. This is what they are telling you. But they're also telling you, you got to get the vaccine. You have to do this. Are there any negative side effects? Well, we can't discuss that. I'll give you another example because this is the direction we're going to take this. GW Pharmaceuticals, the maker of Bayer. Now, they made a medicine for hemophiliacs, which the USDA and the FDA found was causing HIV in the patients that they were giving it to. So, upon this being found out, and I want you to understand that the company knew this to begin with. It wasn't like it came out afterwards. No, they knew this when they produced it, that was happening, and they knew that when they sent it out. So it was banned in the US when it finally came out, but they were allowed to give it to people in other places in the world. There are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people whom contracted HIV due to the medicine that was given to them knowingly, and knowing that it was giving the patients HIV. Now you have to understand, you haven't heard much about this, if you've heard about this, because to protect pharmaceutical manufacturers from any liability or harm, because they believe more so in the efficacy of the things that they're giving you, they created the vaccine court. So if there is any kind of adverse reactions, it is taken up with the federal government. So rather than the company that has caused the damages having to be taken to task and pay out to those that have suffered, it is the actual taxpayers of the United States that cover that cost. And to date, somewhere between, I want to say it's at, if not over, $4 billion has been paid out to the victims of vaccine injuries. So let's keep on. Let's go down that task. Let's test that road even further, and just we're looking at that, and we're looking at the people that are implementing this. Again, you got California with situations of typhus breaking out. I mean, you got San Francisco with the Poo Patrol, and the leader of that got busted for embezzlement. With the people that are trying to push these mandates on you and tell you we know so much, and you have to listen to us. We are the source. We are the truth. We know what needs to be done to help you. These are the same people that can't figure out how to stop people from shitting on the fucking street. You've got cases of people having hospitalizations increasing in California and Washington due to the fact that people are stepping on and coming in contact with dirty needles. There's just shit and needles littered all over the fucking place. You can't figure that part out, but somehow you have the wisdom to understand the consequences of a rushed vaccine being forced on people. And let's understand that the vaccine is rushed. Let's look at that scenario. Vaccines take 10 to 15 years, of research before these things are unleashed on the general public. So understand this. When the COVID happened and the short time frame that they were able to develop a vaccine for this new breakout disease that apparently somehow jumped from animal species to humans without any help, and apparently, as they tried to tell you, was a natural cause, but we now know that they made the shit in a fucking lab. But understand that what they're telling you is that this breakthrough disease, they developed a vaccine for it in under a year. And everybody's just more enthralled with the fact that, oh my God, they got the vaccine. They came out with the vaccine. Nobody's looking at the fact that they came out with this shit in less than a year. That's how long it took them to figure out how to make this. Understand that either they had the ability to rapidly produce vaccines like that for new strains and breakout diseases, and they've just withheld it from the public and not used it in the past fucking decade for the Zika virus and all the other. Or they've already had it, the ability to do it for a very long time. And even still, they just held out and said, fuck the general public. If you remember what Dr. Fauci said just in the past 2 weeks, that in his trying to make himself look good and trying to make the vaccine look better, well, this is not the mRNA technology, the RNA technology from 60 years ago. Wait, did you catch that? From 60 years ago? The reason I'm saying that is because the other virologist and Dr. Robert Gallo, Gallo, he pointed out that in 1968, now this is him back in the 90s, when he spoke on this, he said that in 1968, they had already figured out how to use RNA to create carriers to infect DNA. Understand what he was saying is that they figured out how to use RNA to put diseases they wanted into your genetic code. That's 1968. You've got Dr. Fauci now telling you, hey, it's not the same. What we're using now is not the same as what we had over 60 years ago. This is the new version. This is new. So understand that this mRNA technology that they're trying to spin on you, they just developed this idea in the past 10, 15 years. That's bullshit. They've known this for a long time. But they want to believe that the general populace, well, they believe that people are too dumb to figure this one out. So I will end this tonight, and I'm going to read a little bit from the Liberty Council, and what they have found out about the vaccine, as well as what is with the approvals for the vaccines. So apparently what they're reporting is that the FDA, and they're bringing up a lawsuit, has done a bait and switch. So the approved first COVID-19 vaccine, apparently all existing Pfizer vials in the hundreds of millions remain under the federal emergency use authorization, meaning people have the option to accept or refuse. The third or booster shot, the Pfizer, is identical to the above and remains in the EUA. The BioNTech received FDA approval for people ages 16 and above under the same Comirnaty. But there are no Comirnaty doses available in the United States. Which means that, in other words, there is currently no FDA approved COVID-19 vaccine injections available. Now, on August 23rd, now this is coming from the FDA itself. These are 2 letters written by the FDA. So, it is unclear whether or not it is protected by a liability shield. Okay? So, this is what we're looking at. Let's see. The same program that provides compensation for COVID vaccine-related injuries will apply Countermeasures Injury Compensation Program, CICP, rather than the National Vaccine Injury Compensation Program. The Pfizer injection, on the other hand, is still considered experimental under U.S. law. There is a legal difference between products approved under authorization of emergency use compared with those the FDA has fully licensed. This is according to the FDA. EUA approved COVID shots have a liability shield under the 2005 Public Readiness and Preparedness Act. Vaccine manufacturers, distributors, providers, and government planners are immune from liability. People who have been injured can file a lawsuit if they can prove willful misconduct, and if the U.S. government has also brought an enforcement action against the party for willful misconduct. So what they're saying is that you can only bring a case forward if the government brings a case forward. So good luck trying that. Understand what I just told you is not some speculation. This is not that's not me giving my 2 cents on it. You know what that comes from the FDA. So, I'm going to give you, we're going to go with one last bit. And this one I think is a little too important to leave out. I want you to understand that it's now being reported that pretty much Pfizer has the power to silence governments. Watchdog investigation groups have found that Pfizer has a plan in place that allows them to shut your government up. And they have the ability to seize government assets if they want, due to these contracts. that they have put in place. It's pretty fucked up that the leaders around the world, in order to put money in their pockets, would sell out the citizens like that. So, according to the leaked Pfizer contracts with the United States, the United Kingdom, the European Commission, Albania, Brazil, Colombia, Chile, Dominican Republic, and Peru, Pfizer has the power to block countries from donating their COVID-19 vaccines to other countries, unilaterally change delivery schedules if they feel there's a shortage, and they have the right to demand that public assets be used as collateral. If there was a dispute, it would not be decided by a court or a public forum. Instead, they stated any disagreements would be resolved through private arbitration under New York law. Essentially, they're able to move the risk, maximize the profits, and shut the government down. Do you get what I'm getting to here? It's time to start asking the question, how much have government leaders in the United States received from these pharmaceutical lobbyists? How involved are they in the policy making? I really want to know, when they were sitting down and writing these policies, were they in the room with the medical professionals, or were they in the room with the lobbyists from the pharmaceutical companies? Because if you weren't aware yet, their profits are up 40%. They're just raking it in. You really think they're going to stop? Do you really think they're going to say, just go ahead and shut it down, we're good? This is why war is ever going, because manufacturers of weapons, the financiers of war, don't want war to stop. Why would they? That is the golden goose. And if you're a pharmaceutical company, why would you want them to stop? As long as they keep forcing millions of people to take your garbage, you will continue to make money. Why should you give a damn? And they've proven through every avenue over the past nearly 2 years that they don't, and they have lied at every single corner, and they get caught in every lie at every corner, and they still stick them back on television and allow them to tell you more. How many times do they have to get busted lying before Congress under oath? Remember, Dr. Fauci has lied before Congress. Every one of them, his staff, they've all lied before Congress and the Senate repeatedly, and they still let them go out, and they allow them to keep telling you more. But I can't tell you what to do. That's a decision you have to make on your own. But I ask you, what do you think? But I thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.